Hey guys, welcome to the video. I'm just going to demonstrate my mock draft simulation thingy I've got going here. I just want to start off by focusing on just some actions that West Coast can do at the top of the draft that can really dictate what happens with other clubs. This scenario I want to demonstrate to you is in regards to Carlton. I think West Coast should really start pushing Carlton to start making pick 13, start trading pick 13 for pick 9. And I'm going to explain why West Coast can make it work for both teams effectively. So this whole scenario basically surrounds Harry Dean here, who is Carlton's father-son prospect. He's the best key defender in the class. So basically what we're looking at here is Harry Dean's expected to go in the top 10. Likely someone from West Coast, Richmond, Essendon or Melbourne will bid on him before Carlton get their choice at pick 9. So when that happens, Carlton are going to be forced to spend their first pick, which is pick 9, and their second pick, which is 2 picks later. Okay, so what I'm trying to demonstrate here is it makes no difference to Carlton if they're picking, if they give up picks 9 and 11 for Harry Dean, or picks 11 and 13 for Harry Dean, because they're both going to get burned and they're both going to end up with the same player. The pick that matters to Carlton is the pick after it, which currently is at pick 43. Before that, they're going to get a compensation pick awarded to them. And they're likely going to want to spend it on their other academy player, Jack Ison. He's currently predicted top 30, top 20. So that would be their main target. So let's just go over these scenarios that I want to show you. And I'll explain to you how West Coast can really take it to Carlton if they wanted to. So first off, we're expecting West Coast to take William Dersma. Being pick 1, you get your 10K. So you're going to want to give your 10K to your player, not someone else's. All right. So next best is Zeke Hewlin. He's widely regarded as either the best or the second best player in the class. So you'd expect the Eagles to force Gold Coast's hand. So West Coast are currently on the clock here, but we're going to look at seeing if Gold Coast will match. All right. So this is our first matching scenario where they've got to match the bid. So if I click out of here, West Coast is picked 2 is worth 2,481 points. Now, Gold Coast would normally have to match it, although they do get a 10% discount because they've developed the player. He's part of their academy. So we take off 248 points. Gold Coast need to now match 2,233 points. All right, so they need to take that out of their existing draft hand. And they've got to go from their most valuable pick down. So currently their most valuable pick is pick 15, then the next best is pick 18, pick 24, and so on. You can see their whole draft hand over here. Where are we? Gold Coast, they've got 3,773 points in total. All right, so let's go draft player. They can match it. They've got enough points. They're actually going to get some leftover change. They're going to pay 2,430. They've overpaid effectively, given up those 3 picks. They've overpaid for pick 2. They're going to get given back 197 points from the AFL, which will equate to pick 43. Okay, so we go down the list. Pick 43. What did it say? Sorry, it said 184 points. Okay, so 197 points, right? So they don't quite have enough for pick 42. They're 5 points short. So it's going to fall between Sydney and Carlton. All right, so let's just go ahead and draft that player. And these picks here will all remove themselves. So you got 15, 18, 24. They'll all remove. Doggies will move down because remember, Gold Coast are jumping the queue. Geelong, everyone from here down will move up 1 slot. And everyone from the third pick, from pick 24, will move up 2 spots. So North Melbourne's second pick will end up being pick 24. I'll show you here. They're going to match the bid. Hewlin goes to Gold Coast. All right, got that match there. As I said, North's second pick's gone to 24. All right, Doggies have moved down. Gold Coast have jumped the queue. Ewland is now a Gold Coast player. All right, so I've explained how the app here works. We're going to go through how West Coast can now dictate to Carlton where their second pick and their compensation pick will end up for basically the rest of their hand. We're working under the presumption that they're going to end up with Harry Dean. All right, okay, so here we're looking at West Coast forcing Carlton's hand, Harry Dean, okay? So again, Carlton need to match it with their most valuable points. And this instance, they haven't traded that pick to West Coast. It's pick 10 and 12. It's getting burnt for Harry Dean. So this is the option West Coast can give him. It could be 10 or 12, or it can be 12 and 14, 15, whatever it was. All right, so leftover points, 456. That moves compensation pick up to pick 30. We go through the same process. All right, so let's look at Carlton's hand. They've burnt their 2 early picks. Their next best picks 26. Okay. Where are we? There is compensation pick 429. So that's that compo pick. All right. So now as we go through the rest of this, Carlton's pick will gradually move up. And I'll just show you where they all finish up when we draft the same 6 players. Okay. So we're under the assumption that Gold Coast really want Ewland, Carlton want Harry Dean, and Brizzy want to reach Dan Annable's. The reason Dan Annable wants to be reached, or Brisbane want to reach him, their picks are going to be way down the back. As you can see here, they don't even have enough picks to get Dan Annable as it is. They're going to need to start trading away their future a bit. So West Coast are going to force Brizzy's hand as well here. We're going to try and draft Dan Annable. Brizzy have the chance to match it for 1766 points. They did not have enough points here. Let's go to the trade simulator and see what Brizzy can do. They need to get 278 points, okay? So here we go. We got Brizzy. They need to make 278 points. Let's go down the list. What's the lowest possible team they can target? 278, West Coast, okay? West Coast aren't going to do it. They've got a couple of academy players they want to look at the later end of the draft. Doggies might want to do it, okay? So Doggies is enough points for them to get Annable. Let's mock up a quick trade with the Doggies. So we want to get Doggies points, 317, okay? They've reached their target, but they need to make the Doggies go ahead with the trade. So let's give the Doggies their best available pick where they're not burning points, which is pick 50 of this draft, which will actually help the Doggies because they want to pick up 3 players and their current 3rd pick. So the last player they will pick in this draft is about pick 69. So they move up about 19 spots as it stands right now. But you look at the trade as a whole, that's not a fair trade. You need something to get that over the line. I'm thinking a second rounder, which would, assuming Brizzy finish near the top, you're looking at pick 36 if they win the premiership, say pick 40 with all the academy nonsense that goes on. Pick 40, pick 50 for pick 31, it's probably fair. If you give them the first rounder, it's probably paying overs. You can probably give a bit back, but in this scenario, we'll give a second and pick 50 for pick 31. Hope the Dogs approve it. We execute the trade. That is now Brizzy's pick. All right, and now we can go back to the draft. Brizzy can pick up Dan Annable. We carry on. All right, so next scenario is Gold Coast. Eagles might want Patterson anyway, but Gold Coast are obviously going to want to keep him as well. It's another high-end talent that they've developed. So let's force Gold Coast hand. Boom. We're looking at, what are we at? They can match the discount of 1,600 points. They still need an additional 450. All right, let's get 450 points for Gold Coast. So going down the list again, least valuable pick worth that amount of points is Essendon. We'll go to Essendon. How are we going to get Essendon's pick out of their hands? Effectively pick 23. So let's give them, again, best possible pick we can. That's not going to kill our points because we still need to match the bid for Patterson. Pick 49 for pick 23 is not looking good. Again, Gold Coast are probably going to be a top 4 side from here on out. So you're looking at 36, most of 30, pick 32-ish, roughly. 32 and 49. Probably not enough. I think you'd probably lean towards Melbourne, who are more than likely and lower down the ladder. Let's say a pick 30 to 31. 31 and 49 for 23 feels a bit fairer. Okay, so that's just the mock trade we're going to go with here. Essendon accept. Gold Coast get their points. We go back to the draft. All right, Gold Coast have now got enough for Patterson. All right, he's going to end up at Gold Coast. We're all happy. All right, so we've all matched bids. West Coast have been pricks to everyone, and they've just forced their hand. I don't know. They should do this, in my opinion. I don't know why people are thinking they wouldn't. There's no skin off their nose. They're still going to end up with the players they end up. So, and again, we're just going to take West Coast regular second pick, all right, which we're all expecting it to be Cooper Duff Tyler after they dropped Colin Livingston yesterday. So let's just draft Cooper Duff Tyler. All right, so these are the 6 players I'm going to focus on the second scenario, and we'll compare them, all right? Again, the main focus here is Carlton, their next pick. They want to match it for, what's his name? Jack Ison. That leaves them with a pick 24 after these 6 players have drafted, all right? So we'll save this scenario. All academies forced. Oh no, we'll call that Harry Dean bid 3. Easier. Pick 3 bid. Okay, so let's remember, right? Draft save, thank you. Carlton second pick 24. Okay, after those same 6 players are taken, pick 24. All right, let's start again. This time, West Coast are going to be kinder to Carlton, and we'll see where Carlton's second pick ends up. All right, so we're going Dersma again. He gets his 10K. We're going to force Gold Coast pick, match bid, Gold Coast. Boom, you know the drill. We'll go Annabelle. We're going to have to get that pick happening. We got 360 points. Go to Trade Simulator. Let's do it. 341. Doggies again. Sorry, my memory's terrible. 341. Give them the best available and a future. Boom. Okay, run that draft. He can be matched. Patterson, again, we'll do the same thing. We'll get the points for it. Force a hand. And you're going to see that Carlton are in a lot better state just by West Coast choosing not to bid on Harry Dean. They can force him, and if Carlton choose not to match it, Eagles end up with the best key defender in the draft. That's not a loss by any stretch. So, yeah, they're mad if they don't look at this as a tactic to use throughout your draft. You're in a good position with picks 1 and 2. So yeah, best available, and we'll give him a second round to get that trade across the line. All right, Patterson's gone. Now here we go. We don't even bother. West Coast are not even going to bother with Harry Dean. Okay, they know Carlton want him. They know they're not going to get him anyway because Carlton are going to match at this point. I'll show you if we draft player, they only need to accrue a lot less points. They only need to accrue a further 533 points. No, sorry. They are only going to overpay by that, so their compensation will be a lot better. But we're going to push them back another pick. We're going to take who we expect West Coast to take, Cooper Duff Tyler. And then at the earliest stage, let's just assume that Richmond want to bid on him. They might not. He might even get pushed further back. But at this point, West Coast they've played ball with Carlton effectively, okay? We matched the bid. They had the points. Now let's see where Carlton's second pick is now. We're at pick 19, okay? So just the difference between West Coast bidding on Harry Dean early or not pushes Carlton 5 points up the draft order. So it would make sense to reset the draft before the draft starts. Carlton and West Coast get in the room, and they just look at trading that pick. 13 for 19, like you just go, we can go. We want your pick 9. We want to move up the order. Let's say West Coast want to pick up best West Australian, Farrow. He might not be available, or they might be thinking he might not be available for him at 13. Pick 9 is going to give him a better shot at it. So we'll trade pick 9 for pick 13. On the surface, that doesn't look like fair at all to Carlton. All right, so there's a good chance AFL just doesn't approve that. So we can give him some tail ender picks if we want. Pick 58, let's say, and a third rounder. Okay, so pick 58, with Carlton even going to use it. So we're expecting them to take 3 players, Harry Dean being one, Ison being the other. They probably won't even use pick 53. But we want to keep the points for West Coast Academy players later. So the best you can do is maybe round 3. West Coast are going to be pretty much down the bottom, so it's tail end of round 2, more or less. Get that trade happening. Everyone's better off. So, yeah, basically, if you like what I demonstrated here today, if you guys could just like and subscribe. I'm going to be trying to start doing some live broadcasts where I can get you guys on, get you on the chat, and then you guys can give me scenarios that you want to explore, and we can see how it all plays out. A lot of moving parts. Took me a bit trying to get this thing working. But yeah, hopefully that gives you a better understanding of the draft. And yeah, thank you for watching. All the best.